So this week, I wanted to share my top 3 tips on staying consistent with running. But before we get into that, let's have a quick update on the challenge. So it's a weekly kilometre count of 63 Ks, and this gives an overall kilometre count of 971 kilometres out of the 2,600 kilometre goal, and leaves 30 weeks of the challenge remaining. So let's jump into my top 3 tips for staying consistent with running. And the first one is all about goal setting. When undertaking any new habit, it's critical to set a goal, as this ensures that when the motivation levels do start to drop, you've got a strong reason for sticking with the habit and not letting it go. The other important element of goal setting is starting small, as this ensures you don't become overwhelmed with a big goal that you've set for yourself and feel like you can no longer achieve it. If you are just starting out with running, I think a great goal can be just going out and seeing how far you can go before your body becomes fatigued. That distance is going to vary so much for people, but I think once you've found it, you can then start setting yourself the goal of maybe running 3 days a week on maybe a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and sticking with that for a month before you start to increase. At the end of the day though, you're really going to know what sort of level you're at. So just going out for a run in the first place is really the starting point. The second tip is getting yourself a running watch. Prior to getting a running watch, I was always quite patchy with my consistency. After getting a watch though, I found that it was much easier to stay on track week to week. And I think this all comes down to almost the tangible effect that the running watch gives you with your runs. Every time you go for a run and log it using your watch, it's almost like you physically saved it and you can look at it later. For me, this made each run feel a lot more important, as I could look back on the previous weeks and visually see all the data about the specific runs I had done. So yeah, if you're on the fence about getting one, go out and do it because you won't regret it. The last tip I've got is more of a motivation hack for your brain each time before you go for a run. For a long time after I'd been running for a few weeks, I would start to become demotivated and not want to do the run. The way I've found to motivate myself and ensure that I do the runs each day is breaking the runs down into 2 components. The first component is the getting ready element of the run, and the second component is the physical and doing the run itself. The first component is all about focusing on getting your running gear on and getting outside the door, as at that point, it's much easier to go for the run itself than it is to face the guilt of not doing the run and going back inside. The second component then just feels much easier as you're ready to go and you just need to go for the run. I hope these 3 tips have been useful for you guys, and hopefully you can apply it to your own running journey. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.